What is mine, that is yours. You can't hold my lamb. Yes, I own my land. Stacking this paper, you know that I get it up. I can't be broke again. Talking that shit, then that Glocky gon' hit it up. Headshot, soak his man. My chopper get hot, just like a pan. Got the headlights, just like a ram. I got 10 toes and I counted 10 fingers, so I do not need a helping hand. Monopoly crib, I'm moving again. Got your bitch on me, she grooving again. Won't cut them again, I just give them a reason to hate. So my niggas shooting again. My group, my roof, drop that shit again. She saw my dick, then she mocked up my friend. No, we do not want to feel tooth again. When she let me go, I'm on the loose again. She on the molly. Trying boot again, she ain't in mine, this girl is a lend. I prayed every time when I thought you sent. I write in my mind, I don't use a pen. She giving me time, I watch cause a lamb. Just give me more time, other watch cause a Benz. Look at Lil Uzi, he popping again. Them niggas, they switching, they hopping again. Look at them niggas, they opping again. She giving that top and she slopping again. Look at this album, it's flopping again. Not taking a break, I'm not stopping again. Too much guap, bands, bellow, foreign, tan. She ignored that man, fucking with me, handstand. I can't lie, she got that good, but that girl, bad. I stay with her, back, make that girl dance, let's go, yeah. What is mine, that is yours, you can't hold my lamb. Yes, I own my land. Stacking this paper, you know that I get it up. I can't be broke again. Talking that shit, then that Glocky gon' hit it up. Headshot, soak his man. Spent 100,000 on a brand new point on choker. Automatic girls got a motor. I can feel that shit in my shoulder. Brand new watch cost a quarter, and you know it's flooded in water. You know every day I'm getting older, but I'm young enough for your daughter. And you know my neck is flooded in boulders. Getting money, yeah, that's my quota. Even though Lil Uzi getting older, know I'm young enough for your daughter. Every time I'm in my mind, I focus. She give me hypnosis. Talking about the love can't hold it. Talking about the guap can't fold it. Talking about your mind, no, you don't own it. Yeah, just take your time and gotta decode it. Yeah, it's on my mind and they just know it. Yeah, fast pace all the time. Yeah, I can't so much guap, bands, bellow, foreign, tan. She ignored that man, fucking with me, handstand. I can't lie, she got that good, but that girl, bad. I stay with her, back, make that girl dance, let's go. Yeah. What is mine, that is yours. You can't hold my lamb. Yes, I own my land. Stacking this paper, you know that I get it up. I can't be broke again. Talking that shit, then that Glocky gon' hit it up. Headshot, soak his man.
Today we're going to talk about the Indianapolis Colts, our projected number 10 seed in the upcoming college football playoffs. And let's cash another squad ride on the Diamonds. This is Behind the Lines.
M-I-C-K-E-Y-M-O-U-S-E. M-I-C-K-E-Y-M-O-U-S-E.
It's the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Come inside, it's fun inside. It's the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Roll call! Donald! Daisy!
Here!
Goofy!
Here!
Pluto!
Whoa, whoa!
Minnie!
Here!
Mickey!
Right here!
It's the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Come inside, it's fun inside.
M-I-C-K-E-Y-M-O-U-S-E.
Oh. A long week, folks.
Long week.
Long fucking week, dudes.
You got anything to say about it, or?
You're lucky that I'm 10 states away because I've come over there. I drive across the fucking Bay Bridge and I kick your ass right now. I do it.
You do it.
I'd kick your fucking butt.
Oh, yeah. Sure you would. No thoughts? Nothing about it?
Jovan, did you know about this shit?
Maybe not.
You might have known.
Given the heads up.
Yeah.
Disrespect. The disrespect. Mike is rough crabs. I fucking bet.
Yeah, Mike is taking a quick shot. Josh is on it though.
Okay. Oh man.
Here we go. Saying usage coming here.
Can we just sync? Yeah. Okay, we're good. Can we just sync? Yeah. Go ahead and click one.
In the meantime, can we possibly get a Goot statement about what he witnessed Bruce on ground yesterday?
Yeah. Orioles are gutted. Gutted team. That was a good game. Got my Jordan Westford bobble. Let me see if I can snag it here.
He was joking last night.
Joking. On bobblehead day.
Just, it was always Jordan.
On bobblehead day.
Always was. Instead of Rat Me Jackson Holiday.
I mean,
Really
yeah. Just bad.
Really, really bad.
Really, really bad.
O's respecting by a touchdown though was
Yeah.
just
That was pretty fun to watch. I
don't
was
get
getting
those too
a I was getting a crab dog when Cove Mayo went yards, so that was annoying.
that's unbelievable.
I always try and like when there's 2 outs when they're batting, just get out in front of the people before the inning ends. And sometimes they can bite you in the ass, you know. But
It's just that sounds like a guy who's not dedicated enough.
I mean, I'm dedicated, but I need the crab dog.
Crab dog for Kobe Mayo at
It's
bat.
literally mac and cheese, crab, Old Bay.
No mics. No mics over there. Can't hear you. Cannot hear. Oh my god. Holy headphone users. Sounds horrid. Still sounds like you're in Ma's tunnel. An ancient. Literally sounds like you're in a ditch 20 feet away. Better. Dude. Moss Tunnel is one of the crazier ones. Might be T-bone steak. Might be. Good. So you just want to get I don't know if we can get the recaps up and moving.
Yeah,
while
we
they
can.
get this.
Yeah.
But I would love to do that. Would love to do that. Shout out the O's.
Shout out
Gotta
to you.
pick them against the red hot Toronto Blue Jays who never lose a game. I'm actually sure.
You guys can't hear me, right?
I
No,
can
we
hear you.
can.
I can
No,
hear
we
you.
can.
Oh, you can hear me now.
Yeah.
It sounds
Sound good now or what?
It sounds a little better.
Okay, chat. How is it? Echo?
But
What about now? Is there still an echo?
I'm talking to the mic. You're talking to
Is there still an echo?
the mic.
Trent's put this thing in his fucking throat. I really don't like getting that close to it, I'll be honest, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Can you guys hear me or no?
back up.
Tens? Back up?
Yeah. The closer you get, the better it sounds.
Give me some sort of feedback here, folks. They're saying pretty good. Okay.
Yes, there you go.
Shout out Nick. Shout out Joshy. Shit's not easy. Never is. If it was, everybody would do it. Look that up. Put that on a shirt. All right. Can I get a scale of 1 to 10 in the chat? How does the audio sound? Do I need to be turned up a little bit? Am I quiet? You guys are pretty hype right now, though.
Might be the best it gets.
This could be the best it gets, folks. This could be the best it gets, folks. Turn it down a little bit. I'll just talk quieter. Okay. All right. All right. We got the YouTube chat up and moving. And again, I don't want to interrupt what you guys were doing. Was there a recap that you guys were going over yesterday?
Just some O's
O's?
glazing. Just some O's glazing, Krabs.
Let's fucking go, Goots. Let's go, Goots. Let's go, O's. Too quiet now. Turn it up some. Turn it up a bit. We're turning it up, folks. Yep.
I am too.
Yep. Let me get a 10. Let me get a 4. If I need to get closer to the mic, I happily will.
Sounds
Sounds
funny.
fucking crispy, huh?
That sounds crispy.
That sounds about as crispy as a Cane's chicken tendy.
Should I rerun the intro? You want to see it again or?
Goots, do me a favor. Go take a lap. Go take a lap, Goots. Come back at the end of the BTL. Thank you.
Do you want to talk about it or no?
Just.
No,
We can move on.
we can move and we can groove. W squad ride, WOs last night. Goots on ground as well. Goots on ground, boots on ground. Love to hear. Love to see it. And then what else do we have? We've got the Sharp Report recap that we should pull up.
Krabs Broomski.
I'd like my flowers. 1-100 flowers. Send them right to my door. Thank you. 5-0.
Flowers for the Broomski.
5-0, 5-0, 5-0, 5-0, 5-0. Somebody grab me my broomski, please. Please.
Drop nut, Krabs.
Please.
Love that.
Jovan,
that was a surgical card from you. But yes, you carried just horrible, horrible attempts on some squares, man. Really bad attempts by me.
yeah, your squares cost me thousands last night. Not gonna lie. They
Yeah,
did.
hand up. Just
Thousands,
two really bad players, really bad reads.
not hundreds.
Thousands.
Thousands.
You and me both.
That Richard Fitz, aka Dick Fitz square, was incredibly lucky.
Yeah, it was. I
Would've
don't
been
know how he got out of that.
At
Bases
base
loaded.
would have been no outs at one point, folks. We got lucky. And then, I mean, the Kachanowicz square, those just don't grow on trees, folks. I hope you were, the Kachanowicz square is like a where were you moment, right? It's like, where were you when Kachanowicz went out there and barely gave up any hits at all and had the easiest prize pick square of all time, right? Where were you? For me, I was getting off a plane and heading to the office for Sweats last night. So, hope you guys enjoyed Sweats last night. I think we're going to run it again tonight. Only if you guys are good. If you guys are good in the chats, if you guys are fired up, if you guys are bringing the energy, we will fire up a Sweats for tonight as well. Boots on grounds. No boots on grounds. That's okay, though. Little in-person Sweats. Chat says they need it. Sure. He walked 6 guys. Yeah, that's why we took his lesson hits allowed. Sure he can. Sure he can. All right. Chris Godwin, I've seen worse ideas. You might be onto something there in the YouTube chat. Good to see my YouTube chat up and moving on a Tuesday. I got you pulled up here. I got the Twitch chat pulled up as well. No subbies coming in yet, I believe. Let me make sure it's not broken. Nope, not broken. Just no subbies yet. That's okay. That's okay. Good to see you guys up and moving. And Jovan, fresh Redwoods hat as well. Looking sharp. Looking sharp. Roll Woods. Okay.
Roll 'em.
Hope you guys tailed yesterday. Hope you guys cashed, especially on the squad rides. Let's cash another one later today. But we got a lot to go over today. So we're going to pick up the tempo and pick up the pace here a little bit. Okay. Why don't we hop right into it, boys, and talk a little bit about some NFL football. Let's talk about the Indianapolis Colts,
Sure.
aka Fruity Squad. I hope he's in here listening. Although it's pretty early on the West Coast. Pretty excited to talk about this team. A weird Colts team that I feel like a lot of people are scared to bet on. A lot of people are scared to give takes on. We're certainly not. You add Daniel Jones. Surely that works. Works out pretty well. And they got Riley Leonard as well, but he's probably not going to play ever. They also added some running back depth behind Jonathan Taylor, which is huge in my opinion. You had DJ Giddens. You got Khalil Herbert coming in as well, the Hokie. Veteran presence as well there in the backfield. They got a stud running back as well with Jonathan Taylor. They also drafted Tyler Warren, who I think is either going to be really good or an absolute ghost, leaning more towards the former. I kind of like the pieces that they've added. They still have the legend, VCU college basketball legend. Yep, I said basketball, Mo Alley Cox, who, I mean, it's just incredible that he's still playing in the Big 2-5. Respect to Mo Alley Cox. He's him. And then on the defensive side of the ball, they bring in Travarius Ward, Cam Byron. A lot of good pieces on the defensive side that I think could help a defense that's, young and up and coming as well. So, Jovan, I like this Colts team. I don't love this Colts team. I probably like them a little bit better than most do. I feel like they really have no expectations heading into the Big 2-5. Anthony Richardson in a QB competition right now with Daniel Jones. Everybody thinks he's going to win it. I got some thoughts on that as well that we'll talk about here in a moment, Jovan. But anything I'm missing here about the Indianapolis Colts?
Not too much. They're a tough team to, I guess, not just give takes on, but I guess bet future wise, partially because there's not only a possibility, but it's a pretty high possibility that you see multiple quarterbacks throughout the year, and you really don't know how long you're going to see either of them. So unless you really believe in AR to A, come back healthy, but B, also be the guy that they're going to end up committing to all season long term, you can't really feel all that confident about them. So in a box, fade them. But the problem that I have is I still really trust Shane Steichen as a play caller, and I think the Tyler Warren drafting and the 14th overall pick, it's not just like a grab the best player available. That seems like an evolution of their scheme to make it work for AR, in my opinion, which we'll talk about in a little bit. So, in a nutshell, for me, I trust Shane Steichen, and I kind of want to buy this offense probably on a more week-to-week basis, maybe mid-season. But it's a tough team for any futures as on their team basis.
Yeah. What else are we missing, Chad? Any thoughts on the Colts from you guys? I think
Defense should be better. I mean,
again?
the defense, you talked about some of their ads in the secondary. I mean,
Yeah, I like them.
I don't know how much I trust Lou Anarumo at this point because he's over there now. He's had some really knuck defenses over the past couple of years, but still a smart defensive mind, and it's hard to get that much worse, especially that unit was drilled with injuries and super shorthanded and just not very good when they were healthy last year. So I mean, that's a plus, I guess.
Certainly a plus. And I like some of the pieces that they added that I was talking about as well. Cam Bynum, Javarius Ward, I like as well. Their secondary should be a little bit better in the Big 2-5. Their defense overall should be a little bit better. They at least
Yeah.
have some pieces out there. We'll see what the new DC can do with it. So, okay. Let's talk about our best bets for the Indianapolis Colts here in the Big 2-5. Excited to go over mine and talk through it because it's a weird one. It's a weird one. I did this for the Browns, and now I'm doing this for the Colts. There's a book out there that gives odds on this. It's pretty cheeky, but I think it's a pretty good sign for Daniel Jones. I was shocked to see Daniel Jones sitting at minus 150 to have the most regular season passing yards for the Indianapolis Colts this season. Who in their right minds thinks he's going to start games for this team? I took a quick peep on Twitter. I searched both QB's names this morning, and all I saw on the feed is AR-15 highlights. All I saw on the feed is people talking about how AR-15 is going to win the starting job. How he's looking great. He's got a really good connection going right now with Michael Pittman as well early on in camp. And I have not heard a peep about Daniel Jones. Well, if that's the case, and by the way, W. Resubby coming in from T. Crizzy Bets. T. Crizzy, you're him. He says, WBTL fellas, always holding it down. Let's have a day. Yes, sir, T. Crizzy. Why not us? Jovan, if that's the case, and look, if you just think about, in football sense, you'd obviously expect AR-15 to get the first shot here and be the starting QB for this team until he fucks it up or gets hurt again. If that's the case, then why is Daniel Jones, who, by the way, stinks and probably wouldn't have a job in the NFL if it wasn't for his stats and numbers against the Commanders in his career, why is Daniel Jones minus 150 to lead this team in passing yards? It looks a little sketchy to me. It looks a little off, and it looks a little telling, and I want to get involved. I think Daniel Jones, maybe he doesn't start right away, but there's a lot of factors and a lot of ways where this bet can hit. I think it could be, due to injury for AR-15, who's gotten hurt every year he's played in the NFL. Not rooting for that, but I'm just saying it's a realistic option. I think there's
He's
a
hurt
chance that he
now.
stinks.
He's hurt right now.
He's hurt now, but I mean, the clips I'm seeing, he looks healthy as an ox. He looks
Yeah.
healthy as an ox to me. He's running around. He's making plays at camp. He doesn't look too hurt. He looks like he could still play week 1. I think it's weird seeing the minus 150. And I think Daniel Jones has something to prove. I think once he gets in there, he might end up keeping that gig. Who knows? Minus 150 for Daniel Jones. This is a don't overthink it play. Do the opposite of what your brain is telling you. Your brain would tell you take Anthony Richardson at plus money to have more passing yards than Daniel Jones, who stinks. This one, look, guys, it cannot be that easy. I'm sniffing this one out. Minus 150 for Daniel Jones to lead the team in passing yards looks insane to me. And I want to get involved.
Yeah. Fair.
Any other thoughts? You disagree, huh?
I mean, I think it's minus 150 because hasn't been participating in mini camp or anything. So like you can't really put him at plus chick. It's not even guaranteed that he's going to be ready for week 1. So I mean, there's obviously a way if that injury lingers and Danny Dimes starts the season, or if he gets hurt mid-season or needs some surgery or something. I think that is probably the way you can hit, but I think you might need that.
I'm literally seeing Anthony Richardson at camp working out and doing all the drills and everything right now. He's
not a full participant though. Every single day, he's got like
if he was really hurt, he wouldn't be playing at all. He's a QB who's been hurt his whole career. The fact that he's out there tells me he'll be ready to go by week 1. I don't think it's anything very serious.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think it's super weird. Minus 150 LMNG for the worst QB in the league who couldn't even keep his job with the Giants against the hype train and Anthony Richardson. Everybody thinks is going to be the savior for this team. It looks weird to me. It does. And I'm trusting my guns on this one. Okay? Dubs. All right. Jovan, I want to hear your thoughts on your best bet here for the Indianapolis Colts.
Yep. I want to go Tyler Ward, not just because I like Tyler Ward and I think he's a 500-yard receiver at the least, but I think I've heard a lot of talk about this, Krabs, whether it's AR or ends up being Daniel Jones. Tyler Warren's this great ad, but if you look at all the Colts offenses, like in the past handful of years, if you go back years before Steichen, but even with Steichen, the tight ends haven't been a big part of the offense. So why would Tyler Warren be? A couple problems with that I was just shocked to see that in the first place, but Tyler Warren can be used in 50 different ways. I mean, he's even taken snaps out of the backfield to have him in training camp. So he's going to be used in more ways than a tight end will. But B, the fact that they drafted him top 14 or top 15 or whatever he was I think is a schematic shift as much as it is taking just one of the more talented players in the draft because Shane Steichen has a very RPO based offense. So again, whether it's Daniel Jones or AR, I'm going to look at this as AR. If you want to make AR comfortable, what are you going to do? You're going to give him a lot of these shorter passes where he's able to get his playmakers in space and he doesn't have to have these 25-yard passes down the field that requires a lot of decision making that isn't very quick. So the ball's going to go in the hands of the other team or it's going to be very inaccurate. You want to make life as easy for both your quarterbacks, but especially AR when that happens. So I feel like this, like a lot of the problem with the Colts last year is like, look at the receiving core. Like you had Josh Downs break out for a little bit, and now everybody thinks he's the greatest wide receiver of all time going into this year. You had Michael Pittman, who is inconsistent and I believe a little injured. Like beyond that, like a lot of those options are down the field options. Like there was no real like consistent short game that AR really had to rely on. And like there were a lot of deep threats, even like throw Alec Pierce in there too, deep threats down the field. And that was the same when, Flacco was the quarterback. So I feel like you're getting Tyler Warren to have a guy that you can feed underneath really, really consistently. So I think he's going to get touches out of the ass, which is, I think he's going to be a big time volume guy, especially when AR's in the fold to get him comfortable and then open up the deep shot. So he has those insane throws he can get like 2 or 3 times a year.
I think he's going to be a beast. This team will
Good.
probably be losing a lot of games still in the Big 2-5, and losing games equals a lot of passing yards late, a lot of garbage time yards, and I'm sure Tyler Warren's going to want to make a statement first year on his team. We've seen a lot of rookie tight ends break out in recent years. Maybe he's the next Laporta. Who knows if he can be that good? I don't know if anybody can really follow that up from his rookie.
Yeah, it's hard to be Laporta because you don't have a Jared Goff and a Ben Johnson system, but
Yeah.
it's a Shane Steichen system I still kind of trust, regardless of who's the quarterback. So the ceiling's a little lower for Warren, but I think the floor is relatively similar.
This is the best tight end that Daniel Jones will have in his
Yeah.
career, in my
People
opinion.
sleep like Daniel Jones and Tyler Warren have really not had a real tight end.
Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson have never had a real tight end, you're saying?
Yeah, Daniel Jones
Yes.
they are.
Well, Mo Alley Cox.
Yeah, Mo Alley Cox. That's
know
like again,
not-
like the Colts specifically, like they haven't had a receiving tight end since Dallas Clark.
Yeah.
If you really want to be
And-
realistic about it. It's been
and
all
here.
tight ends.
That's a name I have not heard in a while. Holy
Yeah.
cow. Crazy. Speaking of names I haven't heard in a while, I can't even say it. Actually, I can because he got canned. Let's go, Dave Martinez burner. Come on. Coming in with a resub. Atta boy. I can say that.
He gets a squeak on because of his name.
Sure he can. My fucking guy. That helps me get some of this pent-up steam that I'm going to keep it in because I can't fucking talk about him right now. Dave Martinez burner. Sure. Coming in with a resub. Talk about the opposite of a me guy. Team player, Dave Martinez burner. You're absolutely him. 34 months he's been coming in here subbing. 34 months. That's a long time. Seasoned veteran. We got a hype train moving and grooving, folks. We have a hype train moving and grooving. We got Maya Lure coming in, dropping a resub as well for 6 months. A newbie.
Sure it is.
When we get to 12, Maya Lure, I'll congratulate you then. I'll stand up. I'll give you a round of applause. You're him. 6 months, Maya Lure. Let's make it 12. Let's make it 12. W's. All right. Jovan, I love this play. I do. I think there's 2 pretty darn good tight ends in this rookie class. I think you just talked about one and obviously the other on the Bears, although he's dealing with an injury right now. So we'll see how it works out with Colston Loveland. But I think Tyler Warren is I think Colston Loveland has a higher ceiling in that Bears offense as well. But I think Tyler Warren might have a lower floor. I think there's a pretty good chance this kid's a baller. And you're only asking for 500 yards. You're not asking for a rack. 500 yards.
Yeah. You're getting what you pay for, situation wise. That's cooked into the line a little bit.
Jovan, should we tell the people about the side bets so they can follow along for the season?
Side bet?
Yeah, me and Josh and you and Dave.
What do we have?
Colson Loveland and Tyler Warren.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We got some Colston Loveland versus Tyler Warren action.
Yeah, me and Joshy versus Jovan and Dave with Tyler Warren. Colson
Okay.
Loveland versus Tyler Warren.
I like them both, but if I had to pick one, I'd go Loveland. I did just
Yeah.
draft a dynasty league, and I had the chance to take both. I took
Yeah.
Loveland. I'm also just a huge Ben Johnson guy. I'm a big coach guy. If I haven't made that very clear by my time on BT, I'm a big coach guy. I think Ben Johnson changes that offense. Also, I hope Josh, you can hear me, but I heard Luther Burden got chewed out at camp today
So
for doing some bonehead moves. So that guy is just a fucking bozo. I'm telling you, all he's going to do is cause problems. I can already feel it. All he's going to do is cause problems. Not in on Luther Burden. I am on DJ Moore, but we're not here to talk about the Bears. We're going to talk about the Colts. Any other thoughts on Indianapolis? Do you think this team could sneak into a playoff spot? Probably not, right? Maybe they overachieve a hair, but they're
Yeah,
probably not going off a crazy miracle,
like
right?
I think there are ways they can get what their win total 7.5 or plus money. Like I think they can get that. I think there's a world they can get that. And frankly, like I would want to bet that if the floor of the QB situation wasn't so. I don't even think low's the word, but if there was more certainty there. It's like I certainly see them winning a couple games they probably shouldn't, especially in division against those couple teams.
Is that win total a little high as well? 7.5?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I feel like people don't really have a lot of high expectations for this team. I think they might overachieve just a little bit, but nothing crazy. Probably not making the playoffs. They probably get 8 wins. They probably make it a little weird.
Probably.
I think
I'll
their
tell you what though. I've already seen a lot of talk about them week 1. They ain't win week 1.
Wow, you think the Dolphins beat
Yeah.
them in week 1? Okay.
The Dolphins are gonna have probably a bunch of these games because everybody thinks the Dolphins are gonna be like the Saints of last year, and I'm so far from that unless there's a Tua injury, which week 1 you're probably obviously not getting that cooked in, or the first couple weeks, hopefully at least. So
Actually, McDaniels is too good of a coach for that to happen.
yeah, that
Okay.
and like I mean that game should be fun, but they're like -1 at home.
Hmm.
Dolphins going on the road. It's
Yeah,
reeks.
people were talking
reeks
about
of-
that on Sweats last night too. People were coming in the chat saying that's their favorite play of week 1 already.
The way people are saying out sweats.
The Colts.
That's just.
Wait, what'd you say?
I said no way people were talking about that on sweats.
Yes, I saw it in the chat. I think it was Achilles though, and he's pretty sharp. But
Fair.
yeah, it's definitely a popular play. Definitely a popular play. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
All right. Talking about the Colts, let's move and groove. I want to talk about some college football here, Jovan. I want to talk about our projected number 10 seeds in the upcoming college football playoffs. And I'm going to go with a team that never comes through, but I think they might this season in the Big 2-5. I've got the Aggies making the college football playoffs. I'm going to go get Chiote on the line. I've got the Aggies up and moving. Texas A&M. I'm a big Mike Elko guy. In year 2 of Mike Elko, I think he takes another leap. I love the what?
Is their win total really 7.5, or is that wrong?
I think it's I think I saw it plus money or no? You think that's a little low, don't you?
I mean, yeah,
Their schedule's pretty hard.
yeah.
Their schedule's tough. I love the transfers coming in for this team. KC Conception, stud wide receiver from NC State, who just did not get the rock enough. I think he will have a pretty solid season here for his junior year. I love the Niblack addition as well. Their tight end stud, who's been bouncing around, team to team every year. I think he's a beast. I really like their running back. I think their rushing attack is going to be great with Le'Veon Moss, aka Le'Veon Bell, and Marcel Reed, who did not have a great freshman season. I get it, he didn't, but I think he improves greatly in year 2. And I think they try to keep him on the ground and pound. And Le'Veon Moss is legit. He's going to have a great year. I think he has a 1,000-yard season. I like a couple of the pieces they added on defense as well. They added some veterans on the defensive side of the rock, and they do have the best kicker in college football, in my opinion, in Randy Bond, aka James Bond. Remember the name. This kid's a fucking stud. Let's not act like that shit doesn't matter. Nobody talks about the kickers, but kickers can win you and lose you games. In college football, I think this kid will win them some games this season. I'm buying in to Texas A&M. They got a tough schedule, but I like their coach. I think their QB takes one of the biggest steps in year 2 in college football. I'm buying into Marcel Reed. I'm mainly buying into Le'Veon Moss, and I'm taking the Aggies to make the college football playoffs to squeak in. I think they pull off a couple upsets this year. I'm buying into Mike Elko's Aggies. Get Chiote on the phone. Stat.
Get Chiote out moving. What's your upset of the year for them? Looking at their schedule.
Well, let's get to the best bets here. Great question. W segue. Let's talk about it. I've got them winning outright, but I'll take the points. I'll take the points this far out. I've got them winning outright on the road at LSU. Yep. I've got them pulling off an upset week 8, excuse me. I've got them pulling off the upset on the road at LSU, a team that I want to fade a ton in the Big 2-5. I want to fade Brian Kelly and the Tigers. I want to back A&M to go in there on the roads. Nobody believes they have a fucking shot. Everyone thinks their QB can't throw the ball. They're only getting 5.5 points on the road against the luckiest team in football last year and one of the best QBs in college football. I fucking bet. This line reeks before the season has even started. I want in. Best bet of the season for the Aggies, plus 5.5, but I will damn sure have a sprinkle on the ML. They're going in there to Louisiana, and they're winning that game outright.
Yeah, might need it. I
Thoughts?
think all the LSU slurp is
It's absurd.
it's interesting because like it's by default. Like, and the same could be said, I guess, for Clemson a little bit because they're talented, but they just have like they're one of the few teams that has a talented quarterback coming back. I don't know if anybody who like is slurping LSU as hard as they are has looked at their schedule once. This is like the one of the fortunate scheduling spots they have, getting a team in Texas A&M at home. The rest of their games are really tough road games, so it would be something if they dropped this one, especially after the way they lost in College Station last year. Just the lights were too bright. I've never seen anything like that. A collapse, just the click of a button.
Oh, yeah. Think they lose again?
Yeah.
So out on the LSU Tigers. I don't think we'll have to worry about talking about them in our college football
We'll have to
playoffs.
worry about it for a little bit.
Okay. Okay. We got all day LA, 34 coming in, resubbing with Prime. Let's fucking go all day LA. Atta boy. Atta boy, you're him. You're him. All right. Let's move. Let's groove. Krabs, LSU has 2 VT guys. It'll be day 1 starters. I can't believe you're not in on them. Yeah, that's exactly why we're fading that team. Are you fucking kidding me? You think they got winners on that team? They just brought in 2 rookies from that team last year. All talent, no heart. Bunch of me guys. Good riddance.
That's what
Better off
Lane.
without him.
That's for Delane.
He's actually him.
Yeah, he's good.
He's actually him, and I'm just coping. I'm very sad to see those guys go. Yep. All right. Let's move. Let's groove. Nice try, Canadian Goots. You think I was born yesterday, brother? Do you think I was born yesterday? Do you think I'm a newborn infant? You're going to have to work way harder than that. Way harder than that. All right. Let's go to Jovan's projected number 10 seed in the upcoming college football playoffs. I think you guys are going to like this one. You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it. Jovan, the Frogs.
Chaos of the Big 12 will be.
Am I doing it right?
You're doing it right. You're doing it
Okay.
absolutely right. The Big 12 champion this year, if you thought it was chaotic last year, it's going to be 15 times as chaotic this year just because there's more parity like at the top of the conference. Like when you look up and down, like nobody's really talking about TCU, even though they're on the similar path to like what Baylor did at the end of last year. Baylor's going to be great. Utah's got a lot of new pieces, plus really good stuff coming back in the trenches. Arizona State's still going to be up there, even though they ain't getting 9. Like there's a lot of good teams you could talk about, and not probably. You look up and down at the quarterbacks in this conference, Krabs, the best out of any conference. And I don't think it's even close. That's the one thing I think the Big 12
Well, the ACC
does have.
might be calling you about that one.
Who, Krabs, besides Klubnik and Beck.
Well, you got a couple people up for that award, the Offensive Player of the Year award. You got Kyron Drone.
There, say drone strike.
You got Miller Moss. You got Carson Beck. You got obviously the best QB in college football, Kate Klubnik. There's one more that I'm forgetting as well. I mean, I'm just telling you the propaganda that I'm seeing on my feed. Sorry, who?
Kevin Jennings is like.
Oh, Kevin Jennings is really good too. The propaganda I'm seeing, the number one thing the ACC is promoting this year is that they're the league of QBs. But continue.
Sam Levitt, Sawyer Robertson, Sorsby, of course. He's not even in the conversation, but like healthy Jalen Daniels, Avery Johnson, people still think is good, is what it is. Hoover, I mean, you got Morton, you got Dampier. List goes on. So many different guys. But regardless, this TCU team is going to be damn good, Krabs. And I'm not in on them very often. If you remember, and I'm sure a lot of people in here remember, I told you to fade the fuck out of them the first half of the last year. And they were awful. They were awful. And I will always be more pessimistic than optimistic. But one of the reasons for that, because their run defense, if anybody remembers, was god awful. One of the worst run defenses I've seen for a Power 4 team. And a lot of that was because they were scared, because the defensive line was not great. They developed a lot of pieces from the first half of the year to the second half of the year. They developed a lot on that front to be great, and they brought in some pieces as well. You're going to have a potential top 2-round pick, I think, depending on what he declares in Devon Deal. So separate conversation. But the defense is going to be massively improved. And again, first half of the year to second half of the year, they improved greatly, especially like in the run defense category, minus the one game against Baylor. And sneakily, people wouldn't realize this. The best secondary unit by grades and like everything PFF in the entire Big 12 last year, TCU Frogs.
Well, nobody plays defense in that conference, but sure.
Yeah, I mean, there were some decent defenses, and I think there's going to be a crop of defenses that are a lot better this year because teams are bringing a lot back. But the coverage unit is great. They bring a lot of veterans back there, more than the rest of the Big 12 as well. The front's going to be much better. And Avalos talked about this again in that little change from the first half of the year to second half of the year where they figured it out. Some of that had to do with the opponents that were in the second half of the schedule, but other things, like they were getting a little bit more pressure. The pass rush was awful last year, which was really hurting their run game because they couldn't bring any pressure. Now he feels the freedom to bring pressure because that coverage unit over the course of the season got so damn good. So like now they have the freedom to do whatever they want. So that's just talking about the defense, but the offense is going to be just unbelievable Krabs. It always is, but Hoover is one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the country. That's not a fan talking. That's a ball knower talking. He's in like the Sorsby category of quarterbacks that don't get recognized. And you're bringing back a lot of weapons too. Like Eric McAllister, I think is going to be better than Quentin Johnston was, better than Jack Betch was, better than Savion Williams was. Remember how good the seasons they had?
Back.
Yeah. He had an incredible season last year. Incredible season. So did QJ 2 years ago. So did Savion last year. I think Eric McAllister is going to be better than all three of them were.
Wow.
A goat.
Okay.
That don't even talk about Jordan Dwyer and the rest of the weapons, but this team's going to be damn good. The one thing that works against them a little bit, admittedly, is the schedule, which part of that's in the beginning of the season. So like I think they're going to win the Big 12. You can argue that maybe they go on the road in the unknown and lose week 1 against UNC. I don't think so. But argue that. I don't really care because it's the Big 12 we're talking about here. Same goes for SMU. They're not losing that game. It's a look back spot after last year, which we remember. I told you to fade the fuck out of them in that game as well. They're not losing that game, but go ahead and argue it because it doesn't matter. This is a Big 12 take right here. They have some tough road games, Krabs. But again, they're coming for blood this year. It's about to be different.
They got something to prove, those frogs.
A
Look, I'm
lot
just
to
happy
prove.
be back in your school.
They're one of the most non-talked about like success stories in the second half of the year last year after what they did to turn around that season. It was incredible. And I was shocked to see it, to be honest with you, because I thought we were dead in the water especially after the Houston game. Houston got shut out back-to-back games.
Yep.
I remember we POD'd Houston team total in that like Friday night game, and they just knocked them. It was a god-awful watch. But after that, I thought they were dead. They turned it around quickly, and now they have a lot of pieces coming back. It's going to be scary. And I think the Big 12 is also going to cannibalize itself a lot. Like there's going to be so many more talented teams than last year from top to bottom, and you're not really going to see it in the end because I think the Big 12 champion is going to have 3 losses.
Wow. They're all just going to beat up on each other again this year, huh?
Yeah, which is kind of going to suck because I think they should or probably will like have to have more talent in that league that's not going to be able to show itself in like the playoff because they should get
up and bruised.
Yeah, they should get 2, maybe 3 if everything goes right teams end because I think that's the level of talent they have in the conference this year, but they won't because just a lot of these teams are going to have to be perfect in spots that they probably won't be, which is why I think a team like a TCU or a Baylor is going to come out on top of it.
I'm just stoked to see you back in your school, man, and I hope you're fucking right. You usually are. Back in the Frogs to make the college football playoffs again. Wouldn't that be something, Jovan?
Wouldn't it be?
That'd be
The only
fucking
time
awesome.
I've backed them since before the 22 season. So
Yeah,
hopefully it
been a
goes
while.
the same way.
It's been a while. All right, knock on wood. Let's hope the Frogs can make a little return here, make a little run in the Big 2-5. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I like what you're selling.
Sure.
You sell job. Excited to see this stud, Eric McAllister. You have my attention. If you're telling me this kid's going to be better than Jack Becht and Savion Williams, I will be tuned in. I will be tuned in. Certainly.
Yeah,
Cannot wait to
it's
see it.
awesome. I will.
Okay.
Remember how I had
All right.
meat on table for because it was part of the goat whale for Jaden Daniels to get his rushing yards in week 1 against the Bucks.
Yep.
Eric McAllister will have at a minimum 100 yards against UNC week 1
Wow.
for the whole world to see. For the whole world to see.
Right. Statement game against Bill. Sure.
Statement.
2 words, chat. Statement. And let's keep the Kevin Jennings hate to a minimum in the chat. I mean, look, I know the guy's not the greatest QB in college football, but he took his team to the fucking college football playoffs with SMU out of nowhere. Put some respect.
Yeah, he's a good ACC quarterback.
He is. All right. Let's keep moving to grooving. Nice try, Trice picks. You almost had me there, but now I reread the chats before I say them out loud because I'm smart.
Reread them.
All right, Jovan. Best bet for the upcoming season, the Froggies over win total. Sure.
Yep. And I went with 7.5 you can get. Their actual win total is like super juice 6.5. And I'm not just taking them to get 8 instead of 7 as like a sign of confidence, but I also don't want to lay a minus 180. So like I'm gonna have this, and I'm also gonna have obviously them to win the Big 12. But the one thing that you can't argue against them is scheduling because they have tough spots in the Big 12. But first of all, I think they're winning at UNC to start the year. How people are betting on Bill, I don't understand it, especially now at the line flip. SMU is a huge, huge revenge game, and also the last time they're going to be playing as of right now because they cut that series and you get them at TCU after they not only beat TCU by I think it was 24, it was like 66-42, but they ran up the score pretty well at the end as they should. It's a heated rivalry, not losing that game. They're probably going to drop one of at Arizona State and Kansas State. Those are two tough environments, but again, the Kansas State one is at least a revenge game that Hoover has come out and said he has circled because I believe one of the first starts of his college career 2 years ago, they went to Kansas State, and I don't know if you remember it, crazy pull, but it was the squad ride that day. Kansas State was minus like 9.5, and it was 42-3. I mean, the worst performance of Hoover's career. So like those games are circled, but also like the back end of the schedule gets significantly easier compared to the front, and I especially think they're going to start hitting their stride towards the end of the year, especially if the defense comes around the way they should. So I think this sets up pretty well. So like a lot of the typical spots that would look very, very daunting, I don't think look nearly as daunting as people would make them out to be in the schedule. So they're 1-8.
Wow. Shit, they might win 9.
I mean, yeah, I think they're a 9-3 team that wins the Big 12.
Wow. You heard it here first, folks. I have to clip that puppy. A 9-3 team that wins the Big 12. And no, he's not talking about Kansas State. No, he's not talking about Rav's Arizona State squad. We know they're not winning shit. He's talking about his TCU Frogs. Sure. Okay. Jovan, I'm hype. I'll be rooting for your team this year, man. Let's
Yeah,
go.
great.
All right. W win total, W future, W football talk chat. Can we clap it up real quick? Try to make it a little bit quicker today so we can spend a little bit more time talking the MLB slate. Hope you guys enjoyed us talking about football here. And you guys in the chat are really, really getting to me. And I'm trying to ignore you. But it's becoming increasingly tough.
How about that Disney World Series, man?
They are officially under my skin. I mean, that dig that comment is something. That's all I can say about it, which is pretty annoying. That's a
Wanso had what, like 0 home runs in the World Series, right? 0? He didn't do shit, right? Yeah. That's what I
There are a
thought.
lot of guys. There are a lot of guys that are just coming through the motions, dude. Like what was Howie Kendrick even lacing them up for?
that one felt good, didn't it, Goots? I could hear it. I could feel it through the fucking speaker. That one felt good, didn't it? Unbelievable. Well, luckily, Weston's going to roll me back in here. Reston Van Rankin in the YouTube. W. Weston, you're him. He says, I need some MLB plays. You came to the right place. You came to the right place, Weston. 5-0 yesterday. 3-0 on straight bets on the show. 2-0 on prize pick squares. Jovan cost me thousands because he went 0 for 2 on prize pick squares. I'm holding him accountable. Excited for
As
the
you
bounce
should.
back.
As you should.
Excited for the bounce back today. Okay? Let's hop right into it. Let's talk some MLB. Unless you got any sneak WNBA or any other sports today, but I think it's
God,
probably
no.
just MLB today. Yep. Okay. Let's talk about it. Jovan, should I tell the people what I said earlier today in the office or what?
I think you should.
You think I should? Okay.
Yeah.
Getting mini Meg vibes. Yep, I'll say it. Mini Meg vibes in this Dodgers and Reds game. 2 words. Mini Meg vibes. You got Lodolo coming off a complete game shutout against a team I'm not allowed to fucking talk about. And it's bullshit. It's bullshit. Coming off a complete game shutout. Haven't seen a guy pitch like that in eons. Maybe the best start of the season, to be honest with you. Dude's him. He's been him a lot of late. Well, chat, go take a peep at that fantasy score up there for Mr. Nick Lodolo today. I think he gets absolutely mocked. And then you go look at Glass now, who's been pretty solid of late as well. Jovan, his squares make it seem like he might not be perfect today either. And I know you might have some other, thoughts and opinions about that, but I do think Lodolo gets absolutely destroyed by the Dodgers in this game, and that does carry the majority of the weight here. But seeing this total, I know they're playing in the Great American Small Park, Jovan. I get it. You're going to have a total a little bit higher, there than most places, half a run, maybe even a full run. Depends on the offenses who are in town, right? I get it. But the fact that this total opened up at 9.5, with these two starting pitchers on the bump, with the way they've been pitching, is insane to me, Jovan. It's insane for a couple reasons. Number one, because of their stats and who they are. Glasnow and Lodolo, they're fucking balling this season. Both of them deserve some credit. They've been great overall. Glasnow's been a lot better of late than he was when he started. Lodolo, same thing, honestly. He's been great the whole season, though, for him. And Jovan, these teams have been under machines. Both teams have hit 5 straight unders in their last 5 games. Absolute under machines. The Dodgers are 3-7 to the over in their last 10. The Reds are 2-8 to the over in their last 10. These teams aren't scoring. They're pitching well. Their bullpens are doing all right. Jovan, why the hell is this total? With Glasnow in that 2.75 ERA and Nick Lodolo in that 3 ERA coming off of the start of the decade for Mr. Nick Lodolo. A start he's going to tell his grandkids about. And the total in this game opens up at 9.5. Sound the alarms. Mini Meg in Cincy tonight. You get the first over between these two teams in over a week. Runs. If you take a peep at the Prize Picks board for some of the hitters, you'll notice that they're getting some respect as well, as they should. And I could see either of these teams' bullpens fucking their teams over here as well, and not just the starters. Right? The Reds bullpen is sketchy, and the Dodgers bullpen is overworked, and they've been sketchy. So I think we could see some runs through the majority of this game, even if one of the two starters or shit, even both have pretty good outings. I think the over could hit with the bullpens fucking up as well. Runs, mini Meg vibes, over in the Great American Small Park tonight.
Would change your opinion on the mini mag if I told you Glasnow's 3 starts since coming back, 8.5 total against the Brewers and Quintana, 2-3 final, 9 total against Quinn Priester, 2-0 final, and 9 total against Chris Paddock, 4-3 final.
And they're all going under, and this total's still this high.
The difference.
I still really like this over. I love it.
Okay.
You don't love it.
Dodgers can score 10.
What don't you like about this play?
I don't know. I'm so down to fade Lodolo. I don't know that I'm quite there with Glasnow. I don't know that I am.
Okay. You think he shoves again?
I can see him giving up a couple. I don't think I'll have a perfect outing, especially if, like the Reds yesterday, the first couple innings, they were getting to Yamamoto the way that you kind of expect them to. They were waiting him out. They're super patient. And then, like, they got randomly aggressive out of nowhere, and it bit them in the ass the whole rest of the game, the rest of the start. Plus, there was some, like, it was the worst umpire scorecard of the year. So, I mean, it was incredibly lopsided. Maybe that means the baseball gods giving them one today. I don't know, but could be it. I guess the more we're talking about it, the more I'm more okay with it.
I mean, he's coming off of a great start, 21 pitching outs, and 58 fantasy score against the Twins. He's at 17 pitching outs today against the measly Reds, who can't hit the baseball right now. His Prize Pick squares look off. They look off to me.
Okay.
He's going to be human. And again, he might not give up 5 runs. It might be the Dodgers who are scoring a quick 5 offensively, and then Glasnow giving up 3 or 4 in his starts through 6. But I'm not seeing a quality start out of Glasnow. I'm not seeing it.
I'm convinced.
He's coming off of his highest pitch count of the season. We'll see how that goes. The guy's got glass bones, bless his heart, coming off 106 pitches. You should never throw Glasnow for 106 pitches in the Big 2-5, respectfully. Let's see how he looks after his legacy start. Look, it's a system play, man. Both guys coming off of generational outings that they're going to tell their grandkids about. Automatic over. And the fact that it's been under Central in Great American Small Park, we're not talking about it enough. Both these teams in general have been printing unders. After the Dodgers have been an over machine all season, it's finally starting to turn around. I think it flips tonight. Loving the over. The fact that this total opened up at 9.5 is the craziest total or side or ML on the entire MLB slate today. I'm standing on it.
Okay.
Crazy.
I'm in. I'm there.
Crazy. 30% of bets in handle on the over. Nobody's betting the over. The most public under I've seen in weeks. Runs.
I'm back in.
Runs. We're getting them. Krabs is lost inside the PP matrix. Yeah, I know. It's been doing me pretty well, though. I will say. Nobody's talking about it, but it's been doing me pretty well. Pretty well. All right, swinging around. Jovan, I want to see your first straight bet of the day for today, my man. It's going to be fire. Excited to hear it.
Go ahead and break out those cabbies.
Wow.
for Rhino.
Wow.
Had to be a mandatory play for that alone. But
Yep.
also because Quinn Priester, which is the same for a couple pitchers we can talk about today, doing the age-old, I guess, well, it's just a hack now for pitchers who are just getting hit hard. If your fastball's getting hit hard and you're giving up loud contact, get a cutter, and you're all of a sudden the greatest pitcher of all time. He's been doing that this is like the Brewers pitching lab, what they did with him, and it's been working out pretty well for the entirety of the season. Again, the difference is a lot of the Cubs hit that very well, and they've already seen him once, and you couldn't use it as much as he did. This was a little earlier in the development. He didn't have the usage as high as it is now, but he was still like the same, like sinker, slider, cutter. But they saw that pretty well, and they've been seeing a lot of pitchers like that very, very well. So I think this is not going to be the same, or it will be the same, not the same as his past couple outings, because I'm looking down. He has been pretty successful over the past, I don't know, month or so. He's had really good starts. The command has been extremely sharp, but he's also faced teams that are like bottom in the league at seeing everything that he throws. So as good as he's been, he's had the most advantageous possible matchups in the last month or so, really like the last 4 starts, especially. So now that you get a Cubs team that is not only, I don't know, emotionally motivated, you can say, but a Cubs team that I think matches up really, really well with them. Plus, you have the fact the other side of the, I guess, mound is Colin Rea, who you get a revenge start for the first time against his old team, the Brewers, who dumped him to the side. Probably won't need to go too long because the Cubs bullpen is super rested, and Colin Rea struggles against lefties. So you can probably bet your ass that the Cubs are going to try and play matchup with the top of that lineup, including a couple different lefties in all likelihood. So the bullpen will be ready to go. But I think this is the perfect spot for him, especially after I know the Brewers used a bunch of arms yesterday to close out that game. I don't know exactly who's going to be available today because not all of them went super, super long, but this has to be the spot for multiple reasons.
W Bad Luck 8 Ryan coming in, dropping a follow on the Twitch. We are live on YouTube as well. Make sure you sub up over there. It's Friesma. Jovan, I'm in. Great sell job. Colin Rea in a revenge game. The bullpen's rested. Doesn't need to go that long. He's got the perfect indicator I love seeing on Prize Picks when I like taking those earn run squares where he's coming off of an absolute atrocious outing. He's got that crazy high green bar coming off of giving up 5 runs in his last outing against the Royals. 5 runs. Perfect time to bet the less than on that and take his less than 2.5 runs allowed.
Yeah.
Right?
Which I also saw is I haven't checked since we started here, but I looked earlier and it was minus 130 to the less than.
Wow. Huge.
Which partially I think can hit because he pitches well, but also because I think best case scenario, he goes 5 innings.
Yep.
I don't think they want him seeing that lineup a third time through with the lefties at the top, especially with the bullpen in a pretty good spot today.
There's been a lot of horseshit comments in the chat today, and dig that. That might be the worst one of them all. That one hurts my soul. That one hurts my soul. I almost just caved.
Wow.
Incredible work, dig that. I almost just caved. Okay. Let's keep moving and grooving. W play on the Cubbies ML. I got a feeling we'll be coming back to that one. Okay. I fucking bet, Richie. Let's move and let's groove. Let's talk about my second straight bet of the day today. Death Taxes and Krabby's first 5 plays. Worked out great yesterday, knock on woods. Got lucky as well. Shout out Alex Bregman. My goodness. Top of the 5th, 3-run nuke. Blessing. Shout out the Padres. The definition of blue collar grit, showing fucking heart. The goddamn Padres last night. I thought that shit was dead as a doorknob. Next thing you know, they drop a 5 spot in the bottom of the 5th. Sometimes it's better be lucky than good. I'm here.
No way.
There's actually no way.
No shot. We gotta be fake, baby.
Fuck you guys, man. Unbelievable. Unbelievable rage bait.
How
Unbelievable.
Jack came together.
Did you orchestrate a 12:25 Central Time attack in the chat?
Pretty good at it, you guys, not gonna lie.
Goodness gracious.
Attack about what? What's it about, Krabs? About who? What team?
Braves first 5 plus a half. You know what's not being talked about enough? Eric Fetty back. 2 words. Eric Fetty's back. Eric Fetty's back, folks. Gets dropped from the Cardinals. He was just a different type of bad for the Cardinals. Immediately gets picked up by the Braves. Yeah, that should help. Braves are buyers. Unbelievable. Jovan, I cannot resist. I've been better in the Big 2-5, not just taking moose shit players when they have the weirdest squares up of all time, but today I cannot stay off. Have you taken a peep at that Eric Fetty earned run square?
I've seen it, Krabs. I have indeed seen it.
You've seen it with your own eyes?
I have, yep.
It's incredible. It's incredible. It's a square that you just don't see very often. It's a square that should probably not be up. It's a square that makes me think the Braves have life. And I know I've talked about it. Don't bet on the Braves. Don't take them to win. Just leave them off to the side. Well, I'm going to cheat here a little bit. I'm going to take them first 5. It's almost like just kind of taking them. Not really full game because I'll probably find a way to blow it because that's the way they go in the Big 2-5. If the YouTube audio is bad, come over to the Twitch, please. Come over to the Twitch, please. Jovan, I cannot resist, man. Another factor of this game, this is just all, the signs pointing towards a Braves, winning this game, but I'll take the first 5. You got Seth Lugo. Jovan, why does this game matter so much for Seth Lugo? Fill the people in. Why would it be a big game for Mr. Seth Lugo today?
I mean, he just signed his big extension with the Royals.
Wow. He just got paid.
Yep.
And he's got a weird earned run square up there as well. Super weird. Super weird. Chad, is the audio cookied or what? Okay. Guys, just okay. Okay. If you're having problems, close out and rejoin, please. I know it's not going to be perfect. I'm sorry, but let's get through this. Okay, we got another 30 minutes left. Stick with us here. Okay. Jovan, I cannot resist. The fact that the Braves are plus 105 in this game with Eric Fetty on the bump, the worst pitcher in baseball, against Seth Lugo and his sub-3 ERA, and they both have the weirdest, most contradicting prize pick squares up there on the board, and the Braves are absolute quail shit, and the Royals are starting to show that they have a pulse. I don't understand it. It's one of the weirdest lines and some of the weirdest prize pick squares I've seen on the MLB board in weeks, and I want in. I simply cannot resist. I cannot stay off this one. I've been good all season, but this one, I'm taking the bait. See how it works out. Has to be the Braves' first 5ers. They'll probably find a way to blow it, considering how bad their bullpen is and just how bad of a team they are. So I'll get out with the first 5 plus a half. If it's tied through 5 innings, we cash.
Sure, this one has no emotional bias in it. Wanting to back your guy, Fatty Krabs.
Look, you remember Fetty's big, only good start that he's had of the season this year? It was an emotional start. It was a start against a team that I'm not allowed to talk about. It was a start that just simply meant more for Eric Fetty. So is tonight. When the lights are bright, he'll show up. It's the normal games he stinks in. This one simply means more for Mr. Fetty. He's done it before. He'll do it again tonight. Masterclass.
Yeah.
Yep. How about it? How about it? All right. Let's swing it around. I want to see your second straight bet of the day today. What are you cooking up over there in the Mets?
Found a way to collapse in that game yesterday in that 5th inning. You got a Mark Vientos grand slam of all people. He's been absolutely cat meat this year. And what do you know? You're in a huge spot in the 5th inning. Didn't matter because they gave up the lead literally 5 minutes after that, but couldn't recover in the game. Now I like their bats today against Ryan Berger, which I love fading pitchers every time it happens to be one of these pitchers. A 50% fastball guy he struggles with command at times, and he's facing a team that both does not strike out very much and is super patient. The Mets strikeout numbers have gotten a little higher over the past month and a half, but it's because they've had some tougher matchups. But against these guys that are not a super high strikeout pitchers, or at least they shouldn't be with their repertoire, they've been really, really good. And they also have the 3rd highest walk rate in the month against right-handed pitchers. So they're a team that I think is going to have a great, great approach on Ryan Berger today. And especially helps, you're getting a pissed off Soto today after the way that game went. And he's probably the best matchup for him. But I think this whole lineup is going to come out absolutely firing today, Krabs. So I think their bats hop all over him. And this is going to be a great spot for a pitcher who I really don't think has been very good, but He has a shorter leash because he's not a full like stretched out starter, but he's put together some decent performances and I guess really all season, but especially like the past month and a half himself. This is the spot where I think he gets absolutely drilled though. So I'm taking the Mets, get their lick back after yesterday.
Fading Bookit and backing Manea, which again, Manea is one of those guys, knock on woods. You just fucking back. You don't fade the guy. He's
Especially
figured out. He aged like a fine wine. Manea's
especially
good.
against his former team in San Diego.
The revenge angle.
Yeah, which realistically, I like that part of it, but this is really just a Bookit fade, and I want the outside of the game, especially after I don't know yesterday, kind of shelled out everything to win that game. The Padres did, put everything into it. The Mets are winning this game.
Dude, I'm in. I really like this play. The Bookit does have an earned runs chart up there. It's nothing special. Nothing special.
Yeah.
Curious if Manea has any weird squares up. Nothing special either. Okay. Okay. Well, the 17 pitching out square is kind of weird.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Huh. Completely read it out chart. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm in. And again, this one, sometimes we get too lost in the X's and O's and betting the lineups and the teams. A motivation aspect here. You got the Mets who were on a 7-game win streak last night. They blew that game late on a walk-off to Diaz, right, who had the fucking game of his life last night in the 9-hole. Can't make it up. Back the Mets in a bounce back. Soto's going to be pissed off as well after he was yapping with the ump all game. He was getting the worst calls of all time. And W. Subby coming in from Jay Steiny. W. Subby coming in from Jay Steiny. Attaboy. Appreciate you. Jovan, I love this. Motivation aspect here. Back in a pissed off Soto. That sounds like a Mets win to me.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Need it.
Speaking of motivation aspects and betting the human aspect of games instead of just the X's and O's and last fives, let's swing it around to my last play here. The Red Sox. Man, they got screwed last night. And shout out the Red Sox first five. Shout out Bregman. But guys, if you did not see how that game played out, I mean, can't make it up. That's honestly probably shouldn't count. That's pretty fluky. You got a rain delay in the 9th inning for an hour and a half. The Red Sox are up in the bottom of the 9th. They have a fucking rain delay. And they come back, and then the Twins have a crazy comeback, and they end up beating the Red Sox last night after an hour and a half rain delay. Mickey Mouse. You want to talk about Mickey Mouse, Goods? You want to talk about Mickey? How about a Mickey Mouse win last night for the Twins? That's Mickey Mouse. And I want to bet a motivated, pissed off Red Sox team coming in saying that was bullshit. They're getting their lick back tonight. I was this close to putting Lucas Giolito less than 2.5 earned runs allowed on the Sharp reports. Nice try, Carson. No fucking shot they would do that. Nice fucking try, Carson. Be better. Be better. Thinks I was born fucking yesterday. No shot. Jovan, I really like the Red Sox to bounce back. I love the squares I'm seeing up there for Giolito. I think he has a pretty good bounce back start on the road, and the Red Sox get their lick back. Instead of first five this time, let's bet the motivation aspect. The pissed off Red Sox team after getting screwed last night after that rain delay, they come in, they get their win back from last night.
Sure.
And now,
I'm in.
you in?
Yep.
Good. They're catching steam as well.
Yep.
All right, I want to hear Jovan's last straight bets, and then we'll get to the prize pick squares here, folks.
Tigers dropping 5 today, which kind of, I mean, it's weird that we're going this route because Brendan Fought's on the mound, Krabs, who has certainly turned a corner. And you want to take a guess at what he's done over the last month to start becoming a better pitcher?
Really good.
He's got a cutter.
Really good.
He's got a cutter.
Yep.
He pulled the hack just like every pitcher does. But
Really good.
thing is, like, I watch him now, and the cutter is cool. It's catching people off guard. It's like the fastball is just not straight sitting in the zone. So like it obviously doesn't get hit as hard, but he's not locating it like incredibly well. If you notice, like the last couple starts, I'll say he's gotten pretty fortunate, not in the terms of like hard contact, falling to gloves or not going for base hits, but like a lot of these pitches, he's been hanging them over the middle of the zone, like especially the cutter. It's like eventually I have a feeling it's going to get hit really, really hard. I think it comes today, partially because like I look at this game, and not only do you have a pretty weird 2.5 earned run square up for Fott. Now he's always up for that, but it's usually been more green than it has been the last handful of starts because he started to really put it together. But the Tigers are also a good cutter hitting team, and I think you've noticed over the past like couple weeks, like they've been super inconsistent, but like I think there's juice now. SPR is back on the train because he saw one game with Carey back, but tangible effects. I think the lineup looks a lot better, and especially with Carey back in there, you can't really just pumping into lefties anymore. And I think there's a couple that are going to get off the schneid today. Like, I don't know if we're going to have this square up again. We'll talk about it a little bit, but like, I love Riley Green today. I think he's going to be the guy for a big multi-RBI hit. I love, Kerry Carpenter at the top. I think the top of that lineup is going to get absolute fits. So, like, I think this is a little bit of a problem. And also, like, the D-backs bullpen is bad as is. If you've watched them too, not just up near the deadline, if they get hit early and they kind of phoned it in with whoever they put in late in the game. So God forbid if we need it, I think we're in a pretty good spot to get it late with some runs against some bad arms. But usually when Thought blows up, there's no real in between. He's either giving you a quality start where he gives up like 1 or 2 over 6, or he's really, really getting hit up for 5 or 6. And we haven't seen like that version of Thought for the most part in the last month and a half. And a lot of that's been because the cutter is really throwing these teams off. But again, just like we talked about with Quinn Priester, I guess, and really Berger is the same thing. Like, he's gotten a really favorable stretch of matchups that kind of helped him and played into that over the last handful of starts. I don't think this is one of them, despite like the Tigers really don't have the juice right now offensively, even though they've been better for the past handful of games. But I think they set up pretty well against Fott.
Yeah, and they got that Thought earned run square up there that I certainly want to take the more than on. Love that.
Yeah.
Relates exactly what you're talking about there. Some rare Tigers runs, some rare SBRWs here today.
Yeah.
On a Tuesday. Love it. Okay. I'm in. Sorry, I'm just fading Tyler Glass now. Less than pitching outs really quick with Eric Fetty at less than 2.5 earned runs allowed in a 2-piece. Excuse me.
Yeah, I saw that sock station. Like, you want to know how crazy the cutter craze is right now, Krabs? Fought through 0 fastballs at his last start. Not one.
His cutter's his fastball now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is it's crazy. And I went back and I literally watched and I look at the location of every single cutter he threw. There was beef in there, Krabs. Like, if they should have been, there should have been multiple worst pitch of the year candidates, because they should have been not just that start, but the last couple starts he's had where he's thrown it. They've been hitting the middle of the plate. It's like, it's only a matter of time.
I mean, dude, it's a crazy trend right now in baseball, and it's kind of been a life hack. But at some point, the teams are going to catch up onto it offensively. At some point, we got to fade Brandon Pfaadt and that weird run square, and he's been fucking Cy Young of late. So it's only a matter of time.
He is on the road now too. He's had a couple of better road starts in this last month where he's been good, but overall in the season, like, he's been really dog meat on the road, which the gap should be even wider, because I believe that Nat's start where he gave up $1 billion was at home. So realistically, take out that start, the road splits are even more drastic.
Nico in the YouTube chat says beach ball Riley Green loading. Okay, we'll talk about that more in a little bit, won't we?
Yeah, there is a problem with that now, though.
No shot. There's a problem with that.
Slight problem.
Should we get right to it then? Because if there's a problem, we got to find a solution.
Yeah, put on my square skates, because he made an appearance there. Problem is that square is no longer on the board, so we got to sit and wait for fantasy score potentials. I will say on the immediate though, like my pivot that is on the board would be Juan Soto, but he also doesn't have a fantasy score up, which is Nuck. He does have HRR though, so we're gonna have to eat that and take the walk out of it, which kind of sucks. But they're both probably gonna have fantasy scores up. So like I really want Riley Green, so I'm gonna wait for that. But if you want to,
just remind me, and I'll certainly tail it.
Yeah, with both the guys at the top of the lineup, both the big guys at the top of the lineup at the very least, between Carey and Riley Green. I think both of them set up really, really well. I think the cutter has been great for Fott for a little bit, but again, he's been leaving it over the middle of the plate. Riley Green has certainly swung at his fair share of beef and not been locked into the plate at all recently. I think there's any matchup, any pitch mix that I think is set up for him to, I guess, bust out of that. He's been a little better over the last couple games, but he still had some really bad strikeouts. It's like in game, he's the streakiest player of all time. He's either seeing absolute pennies like he was last night, or he's coming away with multiple RBI hits. I think this is one of the latter games, so I think this has to be it for Riley Green and for a lot of the lineup too. So I'm in on him. And then we're both in the same spot for Will Smith. I think watching Lodolo, he's been much better over the second half of the year, or at least the second half of the year to this point. At the beginning of the year, we were talking about that he couldn't get righties out because he didn't have the finishing pitch. Now he's faced a lot less of like really intimidating righties as of recent, but he's also, I guess, the off speed hasn't been drastically better. It's more the fastball command that's been great. So like if you want to do that to Will Smith, sure, he's going to shoot at the opposite field. But if you do hang that off speed to Will Smith, that one's probably going to be sent out to the Skyline Chili Station left field. So I have a feeling we're getting one of those. Also, like you're going to get different squares in Great American. Sure, it's the nature of the business, but Will Smith total bases not up too often. And I think it's pretty interesting that it is in this matchup of all. With yes, it's a lefty, which he absolutely crushes and has his entire career, but it's a guy coming off a complete game shutout, best start maybe of his career in Nick Lodolo. But I think the pitch mix really sets up poorly for Lodolo against Will. So I'm involved with him.
Dude, I think Will Smith hits a fucking nuke tonight. And we'll talk about that when we go over Dinger Tuesday, I hope. Yeah, Pega, please do not time people out for 48,000 seconds. That's ridiculous. Don't do that.
Wow, no way SBR is on Riley
do that.
Green too. SBR is just laughing at him in chat last night.
Collab.
It was a left.
And just an all-time message there from my name's Jeffrey, by the way. If you did not read that, take a minute. That's absolute. That's art, is what that is, that message. And he paid to highlight it as well. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, Pega, we don't ban people for a day, man. Okay, we're not doing that. Okay. All right, let's move. Let's groove. W squares. Hopefully the Riley Green one comes back up, or we take the fantasy score. Okay. My name's Jeffrey. Just an unbelievable message. The one that I cannot read out loud, but I want to so bad. It's so funny. Oh, you son of a gun. You son of a gun. All right, let's move. Let's groove. I want to talk about my squares, and I got to get to Dinger Tuesday plays. But first, let's talk about a couple that I really like. We've already kind of mentioned these. Nick Lodolo, less than fantasy score. Go take a peep at the chart and tell me that shit's not going less than. Give me a break. Seen this movie before. Let's stay hot. In a game I absolutely love the over in. Absolutely love the over in. Absolutely love the over in. Mini Meg vibes. I think Lodolo coming off a complete game shutout gets mucked up by the Dodgers. We get the over in the game for the first time between these two teams in forever, over a week. And Lodolo is the main reason why he struggles for the first time in a while tonight. Less than fantasy score. And then I have to fade Seth Lugo after he just signed a 4-year contract, a head scratcher, in my opinion. He signed a 36-year-old veteran, to a 4-year contract. The guy's literally going to be 40 years old at some point pitching for your team. Just does not make a lot of sense to me, but good for him. He deserves it. He's been great for years. But, I simply cannot resist. I have to take Seth Lugo more than a runs allowed. I'm being good, Jovan. I'm keeping the Eric Fetty square to the side because that's how we win in the Big 2-5. Not getting that cute, but just getting cute enough. Taking Seth Lugo after a big-time contract, mandatory fades, more than 2.5 runs allowed against the Braves.
Yep. And on that, for Lodolo too, I think it's incredibly telling. Again, you get weird lines in Great American all the time, but like yesterday, Chase Burns had a normal 2.5 run square. That was like -120, and Nick Lodolo coming off of a complete game shutout, -175 Goblin. It's just.
All right. I absolutely love these squares. So you're bought in on Lugo. You have no qualms.
I'm bought in.
It's more than after he signs a fat contract, and you're coming around to that over in Cincy.
I've came around. I'm with you.
Okay. Awesome. Let's talk some Dinger Tuesday plays. You ready?
Yep.
Please, by the way, give me the bat call, the bat signal when you see Riley Green squares go back up. If not, we can pivot the photo, but just keep me
I'm on the
updated with that.
lookout. Trust me.
Good. I know you are. All right, Dinger Tuesday plays. Let's hit one of these puppies, preferably two. I'll start it out with Drake Baldwin, who I thought was getting some serious line respect in this game tonight. I wanted to back somebody on this team, and I'm going to go with Drake Baldwin, who's not hit a home run in a while, but I thought his odds were a little bit shorter than I expected. Drake Baldwin against Lugo and the Royals. I think Drake Baldwin's one of the guys who gets this offense going for the Braves. Last night it was Azuña. Tonight I'm going Drake Baldwin, a guy who is not known very often. A guy who people don't usually take on Dinger Tuesdays. Could be the difference. He's only plus 380. This guy hasn't hit a home run in forever. Absurdly short odds for a guy like Drake Baldwin who's getting respect like he's prime Travis d'Arnaud when he was in his home run hitting streak a couple years ago for the Braves. So looks weird to me, and I want to get involved. Drake Baldwin to hit a nuke at plus 380.
Sure. Down for that.
W's.
Love Drake Baldwin. Unfortunately, I think Ryan McMahon's getting his first nuke as a Yankee tonight. Happens to be against our glorious king, Joe Boyle, who also may strike him out multiple times. But I think when he pitches him in, the one thing that Joe Boyle has not done very well when he's been in so far this year is pitch into lefties with his fastball. And like through watching what Rasmussen did yesterday, I think Uceda was the one who gave up a hit to Ryan McMahon. And there was one other reliever that came. I'm not so sure if it was Fairbanks at the end or what, but they all pitched him in with fastballs. And whenever there's been a strategy on that for a guy, Joe Boyle has tried to do it. He hasn't done it very effectively. It's leaked over the plate. So I have a feeling that one of those is going to leak over the plate to Ryan McMahon, especially if the off speed isn't quite working for Boyle today. Because I have my concerns that, like, against the Yankees, a strikeout should be there, but I also think you're going to get one of those Joe Boyle games where his command's all over the place. And I think he misses with walks to some of the guys in front of Ryan McMahon and probably gives up a mistake pitch here. I think that total is also a little weird, being him and Max Fried. I think we might see some runs in that game, maybe from both sides, but probably from the Yankees, unfortunately. But I think we're getting a turkey. I was talking with some of my friends in the group chat before the series. We were all in a pretty well agreement that McMahon was for sure going to hit his first home run during the series, and I think it comes now.
Wow. Well, that'd be unfortunate, but I do like the sell job and I like the spot. Okay. I just hate rooting for the Yankees, but I can see it a plus 450.
Yeah.
Vega, you get paid to not respond to chats anymore. That is now under your job qualifications. Do not let the chat get to you. They're trolling you. If I see one more Pega chat responding to somebody else in the chat, I'm going to freaking time you out, Pega. What did we talk about the other day? Stop taking stuff so personally. It's your job. Just relax, my man. You're fucking him, Pega. Just sit there and do the clips, my man. You don't have to respond to everything. Don't let the chat get you riled up. Don't let the chat get you riled up. Okay? Come on. We just talked about this. Lock in. You're good, bro. But stop letting them get to you and stop responding in the chat 100 times. Okay? Stop taking it so personally. Come on. Let's move on. You're still him. Just lock in. All right, Jovan. McMahon, I counter with Slater. Unbelievable play here. If he hits a home run, I'm fucking him. I'll say
Yeah,
it.
you're good.
Slater.
You're good.
I'm goated if he hits a home run in this game. A lefty masher, though, so I have a chance, right? I wanted to take somebody in this game because I do like the over, and I don't like a lot of overs on the slate today on the diamond. I'll be honest. Only a handful, the mini mag that I like in the Reds and the Dodgers. I like the over in the Phillies and the White Sox. But Jovan looked me in the eyes earlier today in the office. He says, Krabs, everybody's all over the Phillies. They're taking this guy for Dinger Tuesday. They're taking this guy for Dinger Tuesday. Everybody wants a piece of the Phillies. Well, I'm going to take the weirdest guy in this game to hit a home run at plus 600, Austin Slater, the lefty matcher. I think he hits one off of Luzardo, who, by the way, Luzardo is a shell of himself. A shell of himself. Right now, he's not him. Looks like the guy that got traded away from a couple teams for good reason. Maybe he's a fraud a little bit. I'm not buying the Luzardo hype right now. I think Slater hits a nuke off of him. Plus 600. This is my value play for today. Rando McGee, he gets it done.
It would be huge too if I don't know where he hits in the lineup nowadays. I'm trying to see against a lefty. I guess yesterday would be a good reference point. Oh, perfect. He hit second. So my draw off is like for whatever reason, just a walk whisperer. He gets a ton of walks. The second Luzardo throws out of the stretch, he is Patrick Corbin, prime Patrick Corbin traps. He is. I don't know what, like, that was what switched last start where you gave up a bunch of turkeys in the Red Sox. He can't pitch out of the stretch. So if there's guys on base, maybe it's even your guy Michael A. Taylor is hitting the 9-hole yesterday against the lefty. It's a little 9-1-2 action. That could be huge.
Yeah, and he's got a weird 1.5 hits, runs, RBI square up there on the board as well on Prize Picks. I'll be locking that in with something.
Yeah.
Okay? W's. All right, Jovan, give me another home run play.
Gary Bonds. This is for the purpose of diversification because I like Riley Green the most, probably more so on the square side, but I wanted to take both of them for something in this game. So for Dinger Tuesday, I'll go Carey because I think he's the best pitch mix matchup, I guess, just by the numbers because he's slugging 600 off of 2 pitches, and it happens to be the sinker and the cutter, which you're probably going to see a healthy dose of from Brandon Pfaadt today. But I think the power is going to be there from some of the lefties. Carey Bonds, again, like by the numbers of the pitches he's going to see, I think is the best matchup for him. And I think he's the one that started to give a little bit of juice to this lineup, especially against pitchers like this. So decided to go with him, but I will have both of them sprayed across the board because, to be honest, I can't really ever choose between those guys when I'm picking one. So I'm picking both, and that's gone well the couple of times I've done it. So knock on wood, it does today.
Gary fucking.
Gary fucking.
Amen. We got Trip Meister coming in, dropping a resub for 6 months. Trip Meister, you are him. He says, can I get a hook'em from Jovan for 2 years?
Respectfully, no.
Okay.
Hashtag thank you, Trip, for 2 years.
Can I get an attitude from Krabs for 2 years?
Can I get Goots to shut up over there?
Just an attitude. Just one attitude.
You're lucky I'm not just a quick drive away, Gootsy. Son of a gun. Oh. Okay. W Goots. You almost got me there. All right. W Dinger Tuesday play there. W carry. Let me close this puppy out, at least for me. I had to take a weird out who had the shortest odds I could find on the books, and that's Dominic Calzone. I know it's Canzone. I don't care. I'm going to call him Calzone. If it's a nuke tonight, I'll start calling him Canzone. Dominic Calzone at plus 450. Already seen a nuke from Canzone here in this game. And Canzone is a guy who also has a weird 1.5 hits, runs, RBI square up there on Prize Picks as well. I think he hits a nuke. I think we were a day early on the over in this game, Jovan. I want to take it again. And he is going against a pitcher who I certainly think is gettable, in my opinion, in Severino at home, which is pretty much like throwing batting practice. He's talked about it. He's bitched about it. He can't pitch on that mound. He cannot pitch in that park. I think Canzone, who's a sneaky only plus 450. Plus 450 for Canzone? He should be plus 850. What are we doing in the fours? Looks a little fishy to me, and he's got that pretty red 1.5 hits, runs, RBI square. I'm backing Dominic Canzone in the late night game tonight to hit a gag and cash for us on Dinger Tuesday.
Canzone, fastball matcher. It's Wales.
Yep.
He's one of those. I'll close you out with Will Smith. We've already talked about Will Smith, but he's my goat that I got to take. I limit myself to 1.5 goats. I feel like Carey and Will Smith collectively add to 1 goat. So I don't know. Crazy that he's also sub 300, which is nuts, but he's doing it against Lodola today.
I love that play. Favorite play on the board right now, Will Smith plus 285 data nuke.
Oh.
Love that total bases square as well from you. W play can only help the mini Meg and the over in that game. Okay. Let's take a quick peep at Pick It Pro. Really quick here. I want to make sure we talked about all these games. A couple others that we did not. Jovan, any thoughts on Verlander pitching at home tonight against Bailey Falter and the Pirates? I want to see if the public is betting on Verlander, who did get his first win of the season a couple games ago. He's 1-8 though on the year, and his ERA is almost up to a 5. This is not mom and pa's Justin Verlander.
No, he's old and washed. So I mean,
W Pick It Pro.
The first place my head always goes when we see a low total turkey fest that ends up soaring over with absolute ease in San Francisco, even when it really doesn't matter who pitched the next day, but probably going under the next day. That's been the way the trend goes, but also the fact that, I don't know, Verlander might have found something. I don't think he is going to be exceptionally well the rest of the year, but I think he can kind of pitch his way around, especially because he throws pretty much the exact opposite of everything that Carson Whisenhunt threw against the Pirates yesterday. They found a lot of success against, not just like being the opposite handedness, but I think this is probably an under game after yesterday.
Could be an under game. Yeah. Maybe Verlander starts locking in here. Couldn't have an easier matchup or easier lineup to face, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You think Patrick Corbin throws a gem today? I'm looking at that 2.5 earned run square goblin. It's kind of scaring me against the Angels.
I was shocked that was a gob because, like, we saw he was facing, like, I guess the A's were rat meat going into that series, so it is what it is. But regular 2.5 there. Like, I know you're on the road now, where like Rangers pitchers as a whole haven't been as good, but I know the Angels hit up DeGrom yesterday, but a gob still seems a little weird, I would say, for how good he's been. I don't know. I don't know what's weird and what's not for Patrick Corbin at this point, but I'll stick to what I said at the beginning of the series, which I don't know if the Angels are going to beat both DeGrom and Eovaldi, but them being only minus 140 to win the series was the biggest, I guess, red flag of all the series prices. And, well, you know, they take one from DeGrom when he's minus 200 game 1. So I don't know. Again, I don't know if they're beating both him and Eovaldi, so the number 2 might have to come tonight.
Any thoughts on Sandy against Sonny Gray, Miami versus the Cards?
Not too bad. seen a lot of that under. Somebody's probably going to get rocked, and fuck that.
Okay. Randope saying, is Seth Lugo my favorite square of the day today? I'll be honest, I like the Nick Lodolo fade better. I like the Nick Lodolo less than fantasy score better. I do. But I like them both a lot. I got a lot of squares I like today. Okay? Dubs. All right, Jovan. One more game that I want to talk about here really quick. Yankees, Rays. Shout out your Rays last night. Do we fade Max Fried again tonight and take the Rays to win 2 in a row? Are they starting to turn a corner?
Yeah. I mean, in good conscience, I have a lot of trouble taking the Rays against the lefty. I try not to do it very often. I really don't want to do it tonight. But it honestly has to do a lot with the fact that I'm scared of Joe Boyle in the start, more so than I'm scared of Max Fried. So, like, I do think they can score a little bit off Max Fried. I believe this is the third time they're facing him. He was Cy Young the first 2 times, so it's a little different of a lineup, sure, but I think they can get to him a little bit. But I think Joe Boyle might have a tough time.
ZDZ Bet says, can we talk about the Astros game, Krabs? Actually, we can. Actually, we cannot talk about that game. Unbelievable.
Just
all right. W Pickett Pro, might be time to craft up a squad ride for tonight. W play last night, Goots and Jovan on the O's ML. Let's find something that hits like that. Knock on wood. Please.
Nice.
That'd be nice. Goots, if you don't mind, if you're around, if you're local, run that shit. I'm trying to see that train. Dodgers, Reds over 9.
Sure. Get it active.
Oh, it's active. She's active. Is there a play that you're in love with for today?
I really like the Mets. It's probably my favorite.
Say no more.
Close.
Mets. It's not going to win the poll, but I want to put the Braves first 5 plus a half in here.
I'm in on that.
Is there any other play that you have to have in the poll here that you're absolutely in love with for today?
I mean, I would be perfectly fine with putting the Cubs and or even like the Red Sox in here too.
You better be pretty confident in the Cubs. I like your sell job. I like the play. But if we put that in the poll, it's going to win.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm definitely more confident in the Mets than the Cubs, but the Cubs is a very, very close second.
Chad is literally splooging for the Cubs before we even put him in.
Yeah. I mean, what do your plums tell you about that one, Krabs? I feel like you wouldn't bring it up unless you're
your actual favorite play, and we leave that one in there. We don't put the Cubs in here because it'll just spoil the poll, and we run with these 3.
That's fine. That's fine. I can live with that.
My plums are telling me to do. Good?
Yeah, that's fine.
2-minute poll chat. Get involved. 3 plays, 3 winners. Dodgers, Reds over 9. That's my favorite play of the day. We got the Mets on the ML. Love that play from Jovan today. Hell yeah. Back in a pissed off Soto. And the Braves, first 5 plus a half. If you're trying to get nasty, I know that play is not one in the poll. No shot. It might not even get 1 vote. If you're trying to get nasty, you can back Eric Fetty in his Braves debut. They don't even have to win the game. They just have to be tied through 5 innings. Okay? Get involved. 3 plays, 3 winners. You got 3 great options today. Dodgers, Reds over 9. Mets ML. And the Braves first 5 plus a half. Could have saved some time on that one. Could have saved some words on that one. This is a 2-horse race, folks. Dodgers, Reds over 9, and the Mets on the ML. 2 plays, 2 winners. Get involved. Okay?
You know, it's really
love the over and love the.
You know, it's a me guy move today, Krabs.
What, Goots? What can you possibly say? Right?
Not giving the chat $50.
Yeah. You know what, Goots? It is a me guy move.
You're a me guy.
Yep.
And that's me guy. Mickey Mouse World Series. The whole works.
Goots. You really know how to push my buttons, don't you, brother?
Goots about to get that video fired up on the Bookit Twitter real quick.
If I see that video on the Bookit Twitter, there's going to be problems.
You might have to do it, kids.
I saw Ethan editing a video earlier today. was asking what he was doing, and he got all weird about it. He's like, "Oh, don't ask me about this." I was like, "I know some fucking shit is coming." I knew some cook shit was about to appear, bro. He was like so sketched about it. He's like, "Oh, don't worry about it."
I can't. I'm so mad we didn't get you, man.
Yeah, I'm fucking dialed in today, Goots. Just like the 5-0 card yesterday, you're not getting me for shit.
Literally
your
edited
fat
the
fuck chat,
whole
you're gonna need it.
video just to get him. Couldn't get him.
Lock in, Goots. You're gonna need to be better than that tomorrow, bro. Straight up.
You're such a me guy.
Yep. And I'm getting an over. I'm getting a squad ride play in the poll for the first time since Nam, folks. Sound the fucking alarms. Woo! Let's go. Come on. Boots on ground down here in Dallas. I think we're doing a sweats tonight. We got the squad ride, mini Meg, Dodgers, Reds over 9. Come on. That's what I'm talking about, chats. The best part is, but wait, there's more. We got Trent running the surge stream here in a minute. Sure we can.
Sure.
Great stream today, guys. Great stream today, fellas. Appreciate you guys in the chat. Let's have a fucking day today, huh? Why not us?
Why
W's.
not?
All right. Jovan, again, fresh hat, roll woods. Chat, we'll catch you guys again tomorrow.